I remember a time ago when Bishop T.D. daughter, she was a teenager and she was out there in the world, and his father was preaching everywhere. This daughter of this preacher became pregnant. This daughter of this preacher who is preaching everywhere, impacting lives, became pregnant. Went into the world and became pregnant as a teenager, entered into juvenile relationships and got pregnant. And when the father got to know about it, people were thinking, what would he do? He was crumbled, he was offended, he was hurt, he was bittered, he was battered. Because what the world expects from a man at that level who is preaching the gospel is that his household would model the exact same thing he was preaching. But that was not the case in this place. This daughter became pregnant at a teenage age. She didn't know better. She made a mistake. Most times the offenses that are going to come are going to be people's mistakes. I want you to understand this. The offenses that are going to come may not be intentional. They may be people's mistakes, and yet it's going to affect you. What did Bishop T.D. do at the time? He cried. He cried because he was hurt. But one thing he did was this: he never gave up on that daughter. He never gave up on that daughter. He kept praying for her. She brought her closer, took care of her, made sure she didn't go into doing what the world would do to abort that child. She nurtured that child despite the fact that he was so offended. This child grew. Guess what she became? Today, she and that Sarah Jacobs and her husband are the lead pastors of Potter's House Church. Look what God did through her life, and look what God is doing through her life. I want to imagine if the man of God gave up. If T.D. Jakes gave up at the time. I want to imagine that. If he gave up at the time, God's plan for this girl and for the future of his ministry would have been crumbled, because he treated offenses the wrong way. But he followed the example of Jesus, who through what? Who through patience and faith obtained the promise. The Bible said, let us run with patience the race that is set before us. When God begins to deal with you on forgiveness and handling offense, one of the things God wants to begin to build in you is patience. He wants to build an intercessor in you, the one who prays and trusts the Lord to bring grace on your life for supplication. When we talk about the grace of supplication, let it come on you now before the offenses arrive. So you begin to pray prayers of supplication so God can supply grace. All it takes, all you need to deal with offenses when they come. This is so important. When offenses come, they review your roots. When things squeeze you, they review what is right inside you. And that was what was revealed in the life of T.D. Jakes. We have a cloud of witnesses. We have a cloud of witnesses. These are clouds of witnesses. People that have gone before us and they've experienced offenses. I want you to learn to begin to pray in advance when it comes to offense. You never know the one through whom offenses will come. You may feel hurt, disappointed by people you never expected would be the ones to bring those offenses or be the scandaler in your life. Nobody expects that. But from today, I want you to learn to understand that offenses must come, and Jesus showed us that. He has amplified it with his life. And one thing you must make up your mind you're going to do from this day henceforth is to constantly pray for those who are around you. Pray for people you love. No, seriously, pray for your children. There are people who've been in ministry for long, and what caused them to fall, what's crumbled, what smashed or painted ill the labor of love they've been on for years. They've labored in the gospel, and all of a sudden a child came and brought reproach. A child that they gave birth to did something wrong that brought shame to the ministry. Offense coming through that one child. Listen, I want to begin to pray in this season of your life for people who are connected to you. It's more hurtful, more painful when offenses come through the ones who are most connected to us. Jesus was used to being offended by the Jews, by the Pharisees, by the Sadducees, by the Samaritans. by the leaders of his days. He knew how to maneuver those. It's understandable to be offended in the streets. It's understandable to be offended out there, and you can comport yourself, you can wave it off, you can easily forgive. But when it comes to offense coming through people who are strongly, directly connected to you, trampling on your identity, making a mess of your name, hurting you, it's difficult. But I want you to understand it's a possibility, because Jesus showed us that it is also possible that such a thing can happen. Hebrews 12:1-2. Therefore, seeing we are also compassed about with so great a cloud of witness, let us lay aside every weight and the sins which does so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despised the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Everything Love, the deep dive by N.I.Praise. It's more than a study guide, loving deeply and more.